My brothers and sisters, a very hearty welcome to each one of you to the fifth Sunday of Easter. Today, Jesus speaks to us about the vine and the branches. When we look into this particular imagery proposed by Jesus, we have three phases to follow up with. First of all, it is the historical dimension of Israel always resembling itself as a vineyard. If you go through the various books of the Old Testament, may it be of Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, or Hosea, all of them compare Israel to a vineyard. The national symbolism of Israel was that it is the vineyard of the Lord. But when we come to the statement of Jesus, Jesus does not say, I am the vine. He says, I am the true vine. The Greek word used there is alethinos, which means genuine, real, and true. I am the true vine. Look back into the history of Israel. If we tread through the books of the Old Testament, we would hear Isaiah crying out like this, what more should I have done for my vineyard? I have taken care of it so well, but finally it has produced wild grapes. Jeremiah would say, Israel is a strange vine. Hosea would say, Israel is a luxuriant vine, unpruned and not properly taken care of. Yes, in all these statements, we would find there is a symbolic reference to Israel as someone who is not properly trained and pruned to become the children of God. Israel's lifestyle was something of a ritualistic lifestyle. Your lip services and your accidental birth as Jews do not make you children of God. This is in fact the greatest revelation that Jesus is giving to the new Israel. I am the true vine. If you abide in me, you will have a new perspective towards your own life. That's where Jesus brings home to us the second phase of this imagery. He himself is well aware it's not an easy job to take care of a vineyard. Perhaps among all the plants, the one plant that needs the utmost care is vine. Every time when a vine is planted, the soil needs to be well prepared. It's essential that it has to be planted on the right soil. It needs to be planted such a way with sufficient distances so that they do not mix with each other. It has to be sufficiently pruned and kept awake. It is said that most of the time, a vine will not be permitted to produce the grape within 3 years' time, so that it sustains its energy and vitality for the future. This is exactly the pruning that is necessary for the lifestyle of a Christian. As I mentioned already, your lip services and your accidental birth does not make you a true Christian. We have beautiful examples of people who are properly pruned so that they were able to live up to the task of a Christian. Look into the first reading of today from the Acts of the Apostles. Saul of Tarsus, a man who had a great status in the society, someone who went from Jerusalem to Damascus to capture the Christians there in order to persecute and to kill them, is now captured by the person of Christ. He is pruned, he is taken care, well trained, now speaks in terms of Jesus Christ. They say Saul had 4 conversions. Saul became Paul. A Jew became a Christian. The blind man becomes the one who sees. the persecutor becomes the witness. A true pruning in the life of St. Paul now makes him an ardent Christian who lives this way of life with conviction, becomes the true vine that Jesus is mentioning in the gospel. Genuineness and commitment to that principle of life is the lifestyle of St. Paul. Yes, that's why St. John in the second reading today mentions, be people of heart, be truly conscious of the responsibility that is entrusted to you. Yes, my brothers and sisters, the third phase of this imagery of the vine and the vineyard is meant for us. In the contextual situation of our life, we need to evaluate and see, are we merely people who are doing lip service? Are we really living our way of life as Christians? Look back into our own families. One of the greatest needs of Christian lifestyle is to be genuine in relationship. When Jesus says, I am the real and true vine, he means my relationship with you is such that I abide in you. Can I say today, as a husband, as a wife, I have time to listen to you? I was reading a book yesterday. The main thrust point of this book was this: relationship has to be sustained through listening. Perhaps one of the most aggravated situations of our relationships is that people are no more listening to the other. The more we listen, the more we understand. Even in the context of this pandemic, I struggle to understand how much we relate with those people who are affected by COVID-19. Some of them, even my own confreres tell me, it's really strugglesome. Nobody to listen to, nobody to talk to, and I feel so lonely, cut apart from the root. Yes, my brothers and sisters, Jesus says, abide in me. Let's begin a new relationship with him. As a consequence, contagiously let's spread this relationship with one another, that we would be able to become true vine, genuinely based on the person of Christ. Amen.